Bones of a father forcibly taken.
What the hell, man?
Flesh of a servant willingly given.
But no, master, I need my hand.
I'll do it for the views.
I'm not getting any views.
Well, maybe if you cut your hand off, I'm gonna get some views. Blood of the enemy, taken by force.
No, don't do it.
Dude, can't you at least pretend that you're trying to act?
It doesn't matter, it just sat there. Just cut my finger.
Valid movie criticism shall rise again.
Heavy-handed opening shot of skulls and cemetery to tell you Harry Potter ain't for kids anymore.
Setting the tone of the film and putting the audience in the right mindset straight away. What a horrible, horrible thing to do indeed.
This 2-second clip of Robert Pattinson falling out of a tree was the only audition he needed for Twilight.
A joke that has nothing to do with the quality of this film and just makes me think you're jealous of Robert Pattinson's success.
Unbelievably convenient spell makes one wonder why there are such things as conflicts in the magic world.
When everybody can use this unbelievably convenient spell, it's considered normal, and human nature dictates that we are not content with normal, so there will be conflict. Plus, there is a lot more reasons for conflict than just having more space.
Blimey, Dad! How far up are we?
I'm still trying to figure out why stairs exist at the magical Quidditch arena. What, no magical spell or elevator?
What a great idea! Let's make all these hundreds of thousands of people wait for an elevator. Like, we have elevators, but we don't use them in arenas and stadiums for the same reason.
That's racist.
That's not racist. That's called being patriotic and celebrating your culture.
Also, hundreds of thousands of magical people, and instead of ganging up on a handful of Death Eaters and overpowering them, they all scatter. Haven't these people seen A Bug's Life?
Making a huge crowd like that panic must be the easiest thing in the world. Okay, second easiest, first being making a Cinemasins video. No one actually knows how many Death Eaters there are. Most of them probably don't know what's going on at all. They are just panicking because everybody's panicking and they're scared.
Main character gets separated from the group because of an unrealistic scuffle in a large crowd cliché.
Okay, I agree that it's a cliché. But an unrealistic scuffle? There's hundreds of thousands of people running around.
So everyone's dead? Or did everyone escape and then they burned everything to the ground? You see, the problem with these cutaway to after the action is over shots is that they confuse the fuck out of the audience.
Oh no, little Jeremy is confused because the movie didn't spell everything out for him.
It's the dark mark, Harry. It's his mark.
Oh, the burning down of a whole village is not the crime they're talking about. It's the scary firework.
Which indicates the return of Voldemort. And that means this was nothing more than a friendly barbecue compared to what's about to come.
Honestly, why even travel by water at all if you're going to go by magical, completely submerged boat? Why don't these two other schools just have all the students take a portkey to Hogwarts? It wouldn't make for nearly as cinematic an entrance, but it definitely makes for a more logical story.
Those schools just want to show off. They want to have a grand entrance. It's like the opening ceremony of the Olympics.
Now our friends from the north.
The North? Isn't Victor Crumb from Bulgaria? Isn't Hogwarts in England? Or does Crumb play professionally for a Bulgarian Quidditch team and go to school in some Scandinavian country?
Durmstrang is in northern Scandinavia, so yes, it is north from Britain. Crumb is from Bulgaria, but there are not that many wizarding schools in Europe. And it is not that uncommon to go to one further away from you. For example, Draco Malfoy almost went to Durmstrang as well. And he could still easily play Quidditch in Bulgaria. Just take a portkey to Bulgaria and after practice go right back to school.
Wait, the best seeker in the entire magical world is a high school student?
In the wizarding world, he's more of a last year of college student. It's not like it's unprecedented in the real world either. Plus, Quidditch does not require Crumb to be at his most athletical body possible. He doesn't really do much, he just sits on a broom, really.
Stupid tower of ice cream scoops is stupid.
Ice cream is not stupid ever. Ever.
Roll credits.
Yes, I'm also very surprised that the film called Goblet of Fire features a goblet of fire.
It's not going to work.
Jeremy, you don't have to insult people just because they're smarter than you.
Again, I ask, why are the wands, which bond themselves to their owners and seem so fucking important in the first movie, sometimes just not remotely necessary?
They just channel your energy and make doing magic easier. The most powerful wizard in the world just blew out some flames. Even I don't need a wand for that.
Harry, did you put your name in that goblet of fire? No, sir. You asked one of the older students to do it for you? No.
You mean that could have worked if he did?
As much as this scene is made fun of, it is made that way so the viewer can understand that Dumbledore is shocked and not thinking rationally. Originally he thought nothing could work, and the goblet is foolproof. Now he must assume anything could be possible, because if he was wrong once, he could be again.
The Goblet of Fire constitutes a binding magical contract.
What happens if you break the magical contracts? Who enforces them? Is there a magical contract dispute court? Who represents the inanimate goblet in these proceedings?
Well, the one person who would know the answers to these questions probably is Barty Crouch. You know, the big government official guy who probably knows what he's talking about.
He is, as of tonight, a Tri-Wizards champion.
Well, technically quad wizard champion. Something is so obviously wrong, it's ridiculous they can't overturn this.
Happens all the time, man. For example, how about the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente during World War I? Later, a bunch of other countries joined these alliances, but it still had the name Triple in it.
If we are to truly discover the meaning of these events, perhaps we should let them unfold.
I agree with Severus.
Wait, you mean you can do something to keep him from playing? And instead you're thinking, what's Voldemort up to? Well, better let Harry play so we can find out.
Again, that's Dumbledore's character for you. A scheming asshole who never truly gave up on the idea of greater good. You cannot sin the characters making stupid decisions if it makes sense for the character to make them.
Why is this the one and only time in all 8 movies when 2 people who need to talk to each other while in separate places use this fireplace phone?
The Death Eaters at the World Cup, your name rising from that goblet. These are not just coincidences. Hogwarts isn't safe anymore.
Seems like I've heard this in all the movies so far. Oh well.
And it's been true every time.
Oh good. More movie tricks to avoid showing the audience shit that, while expensive to film, would actually be more entertaining than watching Harry listening to it.
Building suspense.
This dragon chase scene is awesome, but didn't you say they'd been given a golden egg to protect? Not they've been told to kill you? Is the dragon intelligent enough to know that none of the other hundreds of people back at the stadium are going to steal its egg?
While I absolutely agree with you, in the previous scene you just said boring is bad. Now you're saying exciting is bad. Well, if everything is bad for you, I'm saying that is a sin.
And the dragon was never seen again. Some say it's still falling.
No, you're confusing it with Balrog from Lord of the Rings. I'm sure someone took care of it off screen.
This noise.
Your voice?
The Yule Ball has been a tradition of the Tri-Wizard tournament since its inception.
Now it just sounds like you're making shit up as it goes along.
That's called having lore.
Also, Yule Ball festivities will now take up 15 minutes of this movie's time just so we can see Ron and Hermione get pissed off at each other.
The stupid character development. I hate it!
Inside every girl, a secret swan slumbers, longing to burst forth and take flight.
From now on, I'm calling my penis Secret Swan.
Your sex life, or the lack of it, is no fault of this movie. It might have to do something with the fact that you like to call your penis Secret Swan. However, I would change it to the Tiny Sinner, or the Last Mistake. No, just don't give it a name.
Amusing scene, but why does a school stop classes to teach students how to dance?
So the school is not embarrassed when all those students fail to honor an ancient tradition. Also, I was taught how to dance in school. I don't know, maybe it's a European thing.
Golf gloves and nipple hats.
Fashion.
2 hour and 37-minute movie spends way too much time on the giant love story.
The character development again. Kill it! Oh, what a cadaver!
Wait a minute, no one's asked this girl out yet? First off, that's racist. Second off, she has so few options that she says yes to the first Weasley that comes along.
First off, that's Weasleyist. Second of all, the first Weasley who comes along is the most popular kid in school. Furthermore, she's seen together with him in every scene we see any of them in.
This is not a safe way to store a boat for the winter.
What? Why?
Why are they arriving to the dance by carriage? If Hogwarts is the destination, where did the carriage rides originate?
Probably where all the carriage rides always originate. Hogsmeade.
Also, Hermione isn't old enough to be hot yet. Won't be too much longer, though.
Low-key pedophilia around 4.1.
That's right, you guys. I got the 14-year-old. I'm nailing her in the room of requirement later.
You know about the room of requirement, so you have seen the next film, so no excuse for the fireplace thing. Also, low-key pedophilia around 4.2, this time by Victor Crumb. Not a sin.
Would not care to join you and Victor.
Jeez, Ron's character motivations are so base he might as well just be a penis.
That's a great description of a 14-year-old boy, so good writing?
The whole point of the tournament is international magical cooperation.
What? They aren't cooperating, they're competing. Those two words are literally antonyms.
They are competing like only 3 days out of the 250 they are there. I'm sure they're not thinking about killing each other all the time.
I think he's got a bit more than friendship on his mind.
Yeah, he's not the only one. You can edit that part out, right?
How is that a sin? Even you have been going on about how hot she is for 4 videos. Also, low-key pedophilia around 4.3.
Don't really talk at all. Victor's more of a physical being.
Haha, gross.
Not as gross as you wanting to be in his place. Low-key pedophilia around 4.4.
You know the prefect's bathroom on the 5th floor? It's not a bad place for a bath.
If Edward Cullen is suggesting to Harry Potter what I think he is, that beats my fanfiction.
I guess you're a shitty writer then.
Just take your egg and mull things over in the hot water.
I know we want to keep the audience guessing, but why wouldn't Cedric have just said, dude, open the egg underwater and listen to it?
Because he's reluctant to help him. He doesn't think it's right to just give him the answer. This way Cedric can say to himself that Harry figured it out on his own. He just gave him a little direction.
Phasma phasmatis ex machina.
How is she an ex machina in this scene? Do you even know what it means? I'm sure Harry would figure it out on his own as well.
The Triwizard Tournament is a dick to underage students who didn't even volunteer.
They all agreed to this beforehand and were in no real danger. I would be kinda up for it as well. Imagine the story. Yeah, I was under a lake chained for an hour. No biggie. And it works with the ladies as well. I mean, Ron got a kiss on the cheek from the half-goddess. It must, at least, I don't know, equal a blowjob from a normal girl.
We've agreed. Reward him second place for outstanding moral fiber.
Harry gets extra points for cheating.
I do not think he deserves extra points, but he's not cheating. Cheating gives an advantage, but Harry puts himself in a disadvantage.
Also, the only reason you made Harry compete was because the rules were important. But now that there's life on the line, the rules, am I right?
Once again, during this task, there was no life on the line. They would not have drowned, they were enchanted.
How does Harry have third-person views of Dumbledore's memories?
One shall not sin, the best exposition MacGuffin ever invented.
Give me the wretched name! Barty Crouch! Junior.
Barty Jr. runs because the accusations of a desperate man in a cage aren't easily denied.
Accusations lead to an investigation. Investigation most of the time leads to the truth.
But he had no choice. The evidence was overwhelming.
Yeah, the word of a crazy convicted magic felon. That's overwhelming evidence for sure.
But why do you think it was the only evidence?
Diggory's dad is here? Where's Fleur's dad? Or Crumb's? Oh right, Diggory's gonna die here in a bit and we need that money shot of his dad wailing over his body.
Multiple explanations possible. Crumb's and Fleur's parents are in different countries, so they have further to travel. Or the more likely one, parents are not supposed to be there, but Diggory works in the ministry, so maybe he pulled some strings.
Together! 1, 2, 3!
Sportsmanship.
What?
It's a portkey.
Why did the cup travel with them on this journey, but the boot didn't travel with them in the initial portkey voyage earlier in the film?
Maybe the boot fell somewhere off screen. Also, this is a different portkey because it works twice, maybe that's why. By the way, one of my favorite Harry Potter theories is that it works twice because Voldemort wanted to send Harry's body back, and everyone would write it off as an accident in the maze, and Voldemort could stay secret until a more advantageous time to reveal himself. And that's why he made such a convoluted plan.
Should I divulge how I truly lost my powers?
Anything that'll give Harry enough time to get out of this, we're all ears.
Again, this is Voldemort's character, an arrogant show-off. Also, Harry really has no chance to get out of this right now, and Voldemort wouldn't even consider that a possibility.
When dear sweet Lily Potter gave her life for her only son, she provided the ultimate protection.
A bit of magic that saves people from the killing curse? Why doesn't everybody learn this? Was Lily the only one who knew how to do it? The f***?
She did it unintentionally. It is not something one could learn.
I'm going to kill you, Harry Potter.
Then do it already!
Dude just wants to drag out Harry's suffering a bit. Give him a break.
Also, whenever my brother and I cross streams, we definitely got some on the floor.
How is that a movie sin?
Harry is saved by some bullshit ghosts because of some bullshit having to do with his wand and Voldemort's wand connecting or some bullshit.
While it is bullshit, it is set up in the first movie. But okay, I'll let this one slide because it is quite bullshitty. Not a sin.
You mean to tell me the entire tournament from the beginning of the school year until now was rigged just to get Harry to touch a portkey? Couldn't they have just made a portkey out of his breakfast waffles or something?
Refer to my explanation of the plan 3 scenes back.
Crouch, Junior.
Doctor Who is that?
Unrelated reference.
Priori incantatum. You saw your parents that night, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was total bullshit.
I let it slide once, but I'm not letting you add 2 bullshit sins for it.
Who the f*** are these people waving at? And don't give me that they're waving at the French people on the horses nonsense, because there's no freaking way anyone can see them this far inside the castle.
Well, they might just be stupid people. There is those in the world. One, for example, lives in your mirror.
Over 13 minutes of f***ing credits.
Which makes up 8.8% of the movie's runtime. Your video ends here, but there's still 18% of it left, so... Gotcha, bitch.
Well, he died. What are we gonna do with him?
Oh, no. Like, what are we gonna... We need to bury him, we need to make a funeral for him. How are we gonna pay for the funeral? Do you have any money?
Nope. I'm broke as a Weasley.
Guys, please, help us honor this guy's sacrifice and make him a nice funeral. If you want to support the channel, you can go to Patreon/Captain Sveid or buy these wonderful shirts on Spreadshirt.
Dead person?
If you're not going to do that, at least leave this video a like or put some constructive criticism down in the comments, like this.
Come on, Ron! Your mother says breakfast's ready.
Ron will never ever go to sleep if there's food. Plus, it's like the most exciting day of his life, being a poor guy going to the Quidditch World Cup and all. Harry Potter doing fidget spinners before they were cool. Okay, they were never cool, but Harry Potter doing fidget spinners, not a sin.
Who's that?
Ginny Weasley, a huge Quidditch fan, doesn't know who the best seeker in the world is. Of magic. Fudge is so incompetent he doesn't even know his own job title. The writing changes between shots. Dumbledore suddenly appears by Madame Maxime's side.
How do we sort out the liars?
How about using that magic potion that you introduce in this film, Veritaserum? George changes his location between shots.
It's a broom cupboard. You should feel right at home then.
She would not know that Harry was living under the stairs.
Swimming with the ghosts of his past. I chuck you back here.
Since when does the Daily Prophet talk?
Who are you talking to?
Ron would have totally seen Harry talking to Sirius from up here.
And Fleur and Crumb, do they?
Yes.
In the film there has been no evidence about Crumb knowing, so Harry just assumes Crumb knows because why? Rape is hilarious! Not a sin. A free space just suddenly appears between Harry's and Ron's plates for the package to be put down. What the fuck is wrong with you French people? Stop eating hair, but I guess... Not a sin. The number of lines on this piece of paper changes from 4 to 3. Not a sin. No wonder Ginny is so pale. Count Dracula here must have sucked all the blood out of her. Not a sin.
Put your hands up in the air, like an ogre, just don't care.
Crabbe is so excited that they have written a song about him that he just disappears. The shoelace goes from under the coat to over the coat.
Convenient PG-13 hair placement is convenient. Also low-key pedophilia around, who cares at this point? Because the actress who played Moaning Myrtle was like 40 at this point. Not a sin.
I don't know, I can't see him.
You can't see any of them!
But she's my friend too.
Mer people are shit at not letting people take people who those people are not supposed to take. Try saying that one 10 times fast.
I finished last, Hermione.
Ah, it's hard being the nice guy, Harry, isn't it?
Not a sin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most magical item in the Harry Potter universe. The teleporting towel. Krum here is under the Imperius curse, right? Then why does he have white eyes? Because Moody said that it's incredibly difficult to tell if a wizard is under the Imperius curse, while there's this glaring white eyes. How about that? That's a pretty good sign that he's cursed.
Periculum!
How is that gonna help? She's like buried there, eaten alive by the vines.
Reducto!
How to almost kill your friend in 2 seconds. Death Eaters appear there in seconds, fully dressed in those menacing black robes. Are you saying they were wearing those all the time? And how did they get there so quickly? It's not like they are automatically summoned there, because Snape and Karkaroff doesn't get teleported there. This doesn't make any sense. Give them a little bit more time.
As though it were only yesterday.
Not one of you tried to find me. Crap! Damn, nah! Not even you.
These people didn't get pushed to the ground. Also, why didn't Voldemort shit on them? Because they weren't fathers of main characters? Cedric's body and the portkey changes their whereabouts. Wait, Fleur's little sister stayed in Hogwarts for like months there? Doesn't she have a school to go to?